Hello from Duluth, Minnesota. I just got here. It's my first time I've ever been here. I'm here for Grandma's Marathon and I'm on my way to the expo, so let's go check it out. Grandma's Marathon has been going on for 50 years now, and it's a big deal to the city, so there are tons of signs and banners throughout the city celebrating the runners. The expo is at the Duluth Entertainment Convention Center, and inside the first order of business is bib pickup, of course. I get my bib, my gear bag, and they give runners a pair of Grandma's Marathon socks. I am so happy to have this bib in my hand already. This is where things start to feel really real. And then it's time for a few photos with my bib and this Grandma's Marathon sign. I head over to check out the official race merch, and they have a ton of great apparel and products. I really like a lot of it, but I limit myself to just 3 cotton shirts. I got this yellow retro one, this red one which has the poster for the first ever Grandma's Marathon, and this simple blue one which seemed pretty cool. That was about $80 on merch, not too bad. Next I look for my name on the Toyota truck, and there it is.
Right on the fold.
I check out some of the expo booths and I grab a Pace bracelet for my hopeful 3:15 finish on race day. Now that would be a healthy PR for me, so it makes me feel a little funny taking this. It's like I don't want to be presumptuous. One more photo op and then I check out Duluth for the day. The next morning, a few of us from our local tour group head out for a 3-mile shakeout run, which takes us around downtown Duluth, along some of the race course by Lake Superior, and to the lighthouse for a group photo. After that, we head back inside for a pre-race briefing. This isn't required, but it can be helpful for understanding the overall race experience and to get some helpful tips for first-timers like me. Later that evening, I sync up with some Run Disney friends and we go to the official spaghetti dinner back at the convention center. As you can see, this is a huge dinner with a ton of people. We carbo load and then I head back to the hotel. So this is race day. A group of us from the hotel take the Sky Bridge to the bus and train loading area by the convention center. We hop on a big yellow school bus which takes us out to the start line, and that takes about 30 minutes. I'm happy to be at the start area, but it is packed. So I only have just enough time to drop my bag, use the restroom, sacrifice my sweatshirt, and get into the corral. I sync up with my Run Disney friend Rebecca by the 3:15 pacer. And then before we know it, we're running through the start line. This all happened so fast. One thing about Grandma's is that it has an absolutely gorgeous course. I find another Run Disney pal, Ryan, and we stick with the 3:15 pace group for a while. Mile 1 comes before we know it, and our pacer is right on the dot. Rebecca and I move out ahead a bit at the 5K mark so that we can spot our friend Ramin, who is cheering for us.
Oh, what a boost!
My legs are holding up pretty well, and we're starting to see more spectators along the course. Around mile 5, I take my first gel. For my last marathon, I tried every 3 or 4 miles, and it was just too much to digest. Let's hope this works better. Mile 5. I really appreciate all the pockets of spectators that are along this course. I spotted a bunch of fun signs. But most of the course is pretty quiet. But as much as I love a crazy loud course like at London a few weeks ago, this is really nice. Lake Superior is starting to peek through the trees. The wind off the lake helps keep us cool as the sun comes and goes. And by the way, the race staff for Grandma's is absolutely incredible. This is really a first-class race.
Thank you so much.
At mile 8, we're still just about 30 seconds ahead of the 3:15 pace group. Rebecca and I keep picking off the miles, staying ahead of that group. These sprayers are a really helpful way to stay cool. It's not a Run Disney race, but there are some characters along this course. The half marathon mark comes in at 1 hour and 37 minutes, so things are looking good, but I know it's gonna get a lot harder. Again, there are some incredible views along this race course. I accidentally recorded in slow-mo for a few shots, so here we go. Bum 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 bum. Okay, anyway, back to normal speed. After mile 18, we're starting to see some of Duluth. This is when we start to get tons of great spectators.
That was mile 20. Oh boy, I'm in it. Really in it now.
If you're a marathon runner, you know that mile 20 is what we call the wall. I'm trying not to think about it too much because a big part of this is a mental game, and a mental picture of a wall is not what I need right now.
Woo, yeah, thank you. I see Lemon Drop Hill.
This is the biggest hill of the whole race. At the bottom, I got some good advice.
Guy just said, don't think, just run.
I do think that was a pretty tough hill for so late in the race.
Quick walking break, taking a little reset here.
10 seconds of walking is sometimes all I need to get back into it. After over 20 miles, we have our first turn. I kind of forgot about turning. As we get closer to downtown, these crowds are going wild. At Grandma's, they really show up when you need it most. Oh my god, you guys, Legally Blonde the musical? I wish I could have stayed in Duluth to see that. We make another turn to head down towards the convention center around mile 25. I get a much needed power up for the last mile. I can then see the finish line, and then it's all mine. My time, 3:13:41, a new PR for me. I get my medal and my finisher shirt, and I get a few official finish line photos while I'm there. So that was the toughest race I had ever had and the hardest I had ever had to push. And it really came down to the mental game for me. And it was the self-talk that got me through it. That guy at the end who said, "Don't think, just run," really helped me out. And then when I had just a couple miles left and I knew that I was on track for a new PR and I was going to hit my goal time, all I could think was, don't let go. Just hold on. All you have to do is hold on. But towards the end, it felt like I was letting go. It felt like I was totally falling apart. But the numbers, my pace, don't really show that. So now I technically qualified for the Boston Marathon, but I don't have enough buffer time to actually get me into the race. But I do feel proud that I'm one step closer to that goal, and I have a few more marathons, and hopefully, I'll be able to make it one day. Overall, I think Grandma's Marathon is a fantastic race. It's really a runner's race, and by that I mean it's for people who love running, and this is people of all speeds. You don't have to be super fast to be at Grandma's, you just have to love running. I met so many people who would run their 10th, 20th, 30th marathon and people who've gone well beyond the marathon distance. It was so cool to meet so many people who love running so much. Now, I could see myself running Grandma's Marathon again, but first I have other marathons that I want to conquer before I return to Duluth to run it again. Thanks so much for coming along with me on this journey. I'll catch you at the next race.